Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James, and I'm joined with Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Exciting.
Hey, there's a point. There's
Hey.
there's a change. There's a change. What's got things so exciting, Matto?
Oh, just some game I played.
All right,
Exciting.
well, let's get into it. It's our monthly episode, our updates episode, where we talk about all the games we've been playing lately. And Matto, what's that game then?
Well, that's not the first one we're talking about. It's this one. We'll get it. We'll speak about it for very little time and move on.
Nice,
Watch
nice,
Dogs
little,
Legions.
nice little hook there. Like, I've got something really exciting, but I'll tell you about it later.
I'll tell you about
First,
that,
get
not
my
now.
sponsor from Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh God, no, absolutely not. What's the other mobile game? There's that silly mobile game.
Clash Royale.
Monster Hunter Go or whatever it's called.
Hey, whoa.
Mario Go. Tap and Go.
Pokemon Go, tap and go.
The McDonald's game to get a free cheeseburger. That's
Monopoly.
No, but not even Monopoly, just the app itself. But we're not talking about McDonald's. We're talking about the first game, or Tap and Go. Watch Dogs Legions. Boring. Move on. I can't do. I just
couldn't do it.
It's,
Did you
it's
play as an old
so-
granny?
I can't find the old granny yet.
Oh,
I'm looking. That's my main goal. It's just like I don't want to. I was like, oh hey, do this mission. It's stealth. Great. I love stealth. There's nothing I love more than stealthing through a whole game when I've got a gun that I can't even use.
that's fair.
It's just not very exciting. So we'll move on to a much funner, exciting, not the most exciting, but exciting game, which we have both been playing
On our new Switch 2s.
on our new Switch 2s, because it's the only game I have on my Switch 2. Mario Kart. Is Mario Kart World? I don't even know what the
Yeah,
title
Mario
is.
Kart World. Mario Kart World.
Because to be honest, I just boot it up and it's in the main menu, so I don't ever see the title.
That's true. It's just there. Booted. Yeah, that makes sense. But yes, we've been kind of having to sit on this one now for a fair while because it's been a few weeks of the Switch, and we've not really addressed it too much in any of our content. So the dogs are pretty keen to talk about it. Apparently, I don't know if the listeners can pick them up, but let's talk about Mario Kart World a bit. What have your experiences been like?
Oh, I haven't done any online stuff yet. Can't be bothered.
Good.
But-
Don't worry about it now. It's too late.
You're like, oh, good. I was never intending to do it anyway. But oh man, it is so much fun. So much fun.
I'm loving it.
It's just great. It's a nice change where it's instead of doing laps around a track, you do one lap around. No, you do a lap around a track once, then it sprints all the way to the end. I think, cool. Like I just thought, I'll start off with I thought this feels a bit weird, but then I realized it's been what 8, 9 Mario Kart games before that I've just gone around in circles doing laps.
Yeah, we're pretty used to a certain formula. It's definitely weird that they've gone this way. I would have liked for there maybe be a bit of a blend. Like some of them are kind of
No, that's
courses
what I
that you go around in
thought.
circles, and others that are more the point A to point B. But anyway,
That's what I thought it was. I thought you do circles in the first one, do a sprint, then do circles again, another sprint. That's what I thought it was going to be like. It's not, but hey, I'm not complaining. But I will give credit to Nintendo for putting old tracks back in and blending it in with their world.
yeah,
Well
they've done a
done.
pretty good job of that. So
I know, so because we come to like one of the old Super Nintendo Mario Kart ones, I'm like, hang on a second, I know this track. I've been on this track many times. I thought.
and you hear the music kick in, like, oh yeah,
You hear the
yeah.
music kicking, like, okay, yeah, okay. Well played. But it's not like they just they are reusing it, but it's just there.
They're reworking it. It's reimagined.
No, but that's all the Grand Prix stuff. Now we get to the
Have you done knockout tour?
knockouts. Oh man, it's insane. It's just thinking. You think it doesn't matter. Like you could be first for like 15 minutes of that race, then at the last 0.4 of a second, another car comes past you. You finish second. That's the most gut-wrenching thing ever. I laugh because I think it's hilarious because I've never finished second so many times in any Mario Kart game. I just laugh. I just get a giggle out every time. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. I love it.
I've kind of learnt through only half a dozen now. knockout modes, not including the one that we had that I had the opportunity to go do at the Melbourne preview, the one at where was it? Oh, the big one that the public went into anyway. Because everything from the actual preview event that I had at Nintendo in Scoresby, and then since I've done 4 rounds of knockout tours since buying the game, and I'm 4 from 4.
You're doing better than me.
But I'm 4 from 4, having not led. I reckon there wouldn't be a single stage along the way outside of the end where I've actually been leading. Like, I'm not trying to win at that early stage. I'm just trying to make sure I stay ahead of the ahead of the thing. I'm happy to kind of drop off a little bit so that the blue shells aren't a factor for me. Trying to avoid some of those really heavy-handed sort of attacks that can come from the elastic banding that the game can get up to. Just make sure I make it there for the top 4, because then after that, it's game on, and you're pretty close. Like, you're all pretty close to each other at that point anyway. There's been enough flying around that's kind of kept people close. There's been some serious competition so right now, I'm just the best Mario Kart player in the world. Beat all the media, beating all the plebs online. I'm not game to go back though. Like, this is an untainted record since I've been able to start playing a final build of this game, and I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, because I remember doing one sprint, whatever it's called, knockouts, whatever, and we came up to the final part of it, and I got knocked with about 3 red shells, a green shell, banana peel, and I won. I just laughed.
It was enough to put you over the line.
I somehow won, and just getting absolutely knocked out. I was like, I hate this game so much, and then I just kept driving. I was like, just did a little drift around the corner, somehow got past, won. At the last stretch, I just laughed. I thought, oh, this game's silly. I love it. It's just borderline silliness, and I enjoy it. And I should not get distracted by stupid food outlets with their stupid costumes. I keep getting distracted.
Oh yeah, it's a distraction. Yeah. Save that for when you're in free roam. What I am not game to do is Grand Prix or Versus online in any way at the moment. Have you been seeing the videos of these pro players online?
No.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, they are like spots where you should be falling. Like, if you went off the edge, you'd be falling to your death. People are flying off the edge. They're wall running along the sides of the faces, getting enough momentum. They're wall jumping off it, jumping back onto the platforms above, grind railing everywhere. Like, they are, without using like exploits, they are setting ridiculous times.
Good on them.
Just like, I reckon just YouTube like some top tier Mario Kart World game. You'll be stunned by the level that people are playing at. It's fucking ridiculous.
I think that I don't want to. It'll make me just look. I know I'm bad enough as it is, but it'll just make me feel sad. Like,
maybe after you've gone online, played against a few people, and then lost, and then go, okay, how are they doing it? And then you see, because like they just disappeared off the map, and all of a sudden they're a mile in front. And like, that's why.
The old Nintendo 64 trick. They figured it out. Well done.
Some of it is like the old Wario Stadium one, where you kind of, you got a little bit of air on that and then jumped over the wall. There's a bit of that sort of stuff going on, but then that approach on steroids, like, it's crazy.
I'll have to look at this and see for myself.
What about things like free roam though? You doing much of that?
Not much, because I think I just don't care. I think because I'm so focused on the racing side of things that I kind of just forgot about free roam. I did it for a little bit. And I just laughed. I just laughed at some of the characters because you just play as a penguin, dolphin.
Oh yeah, the animals. I don't get it.
It's like Snowman. I started off playing the game as Snowman. I laughed. I thought, my Snowman has no arms, no legs. It can somehow
and
drive
no
a
chance.
Cart. And a dolphin somehow is able to drive a cart. Makes no sense. It's just silly. But I think free roaming, I just don't really care. It's like, oh hey, collect these 8 coins. I'm like, great.
Oh, there's some pretty cool challenges, like some pretty hard ones too.
Some hard ones, yes.
Like trying to chain. I think I mentioned I can't remember if it was you that I did it with, or when I was talking with Drew on the House of Mario. But there was like a challenge you had to do where you would rail grinding, then you had to jump onto a wall, jump back off the wall and onto the rail, flip to the other side of the road, and grind along that before doing another set of wall jumps on and off before finally getting to the end of the challenge. During the preview event, I nearly lost my shit at it. Like, I just couldn't work out, I think specifically the wall jumping. trying to get that timing right. And really, what I learnt in the end was that I was pressing all the right things, but I was jumping onto the wall too late, so then I didn't have enough time for the game to recognise I was trying to jump back off it to get back on the grind rail again. So just through a bit of trial and error at home, I kind of came to that discovery when I found the same challenge again. Like, all right, I'm going to get it this time. And it was just a case of, yeah, just timing more than anything else. But there's some genuinely challenging ones in there. And I love it. Definitely worth checking more out of, checking more of it out though, mate.
Oh, I should.
Anything else from Mario Kart?
No, nothing.
I think you said that there might have been a third game as well. What was that?
Well, Watch Dogs Legion was one.
Yep. Mario
Kart 2. And now we're on to the third one.
Yep. Far away.
So-called exciting one. Well, the game didn't start off as exciting.
That's right. I forgot that Mario Kart wasn't meant to be the exciting one. Yeah, good.
So the game that is exciting but didn't start off exciting is The Last of Us Part.
Hey, he's onto it. Nice.
Onto it. So the reason why I said not exciting to start off with, I was trying to figure out why I wasn't enjoying the game. I'll scratch my head, try to figure out why everyone talks about it, saying it's a great game, this, that. And I think I can see it, but why am I not enjoying it? Then
was this
I figured
before? Go on. Actually, sorry, go on.
I figured out why. I think what you're talking about, it was after that part you're talking about. I reckon.
The golf game.
Yes, the golf game.
Okay.
It was after that because I think I was like, why am I so bored of this? And then I figured out why. I'm just not a very big fan of, I could say, survival horror style.
Yeah, okay.
Like sneaking around trying to stab people. It's like, I just want to shoot people in the face. I don't want to just sneak around.
That's fair.
And can keep stabbing them. So what I decided to do, instead of changing the difficulty from moderate, I put it down to light. So I didn't have to deal with less enemies, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
And you could be more aggressive.
I could be more aggressive. And apart from the more aggressive part, my goodness, that game is incredibly dark.
Oh, yeah. Are you done?
Really dark. I'm done. I finished it this morning. I finished it. I say, if this, I don't know, because I found a list, funny enough, of our top 10 games of last decade.
Oh.
Last decade. Of the decade. I can't remember where we said it was in between. I don't know if it was in between 2010 to 2019 or 2011 to 2020.
I reckon we went 10 to 19.
10 to 19. Okay, if that's the case then. Last of Us Part 2 will definitely be in the top 10 list.
Of this decade.
Of this decade. Because that story is so good.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, it's so dark, but it's one of those risky things like, ooh, is this going too dark? Yes, but I think if you did the same as The Last of Us, like, story-wise, I think it would be incredibly boring. Doing the same thing sort of again, and taking this, what I would say, very, very dark turn, really paid off.
Yeah, I think they did it really well. So I guess we can't spoil things, but the ending. Are you expecting a Last of Us Part 3 with the ending that you've seen? Like, what's your take?
I would say no.
Yeah, without spoiling, because we're especially mindful these days of the HBO series and all those sorts of things. But and they've definitely got a third season, but that's because they've split the game in half. So
yeah, I'd say no. The only reason I'm saying is, like, where can you go from here? Because there are certain events in that game that you sort of get to the end part and think, where do they go from here? Because, like we said, don't want to spoil too much. Because it's sort of hard to, it's really hard to explain because you don't want to give too much away. It's just, let's just say a lot happens.
Yeah, it's a lot.
A lot. A lot. And in that a lot, you sort of look at the end and go, because I've been scratching my head thinking about it since finishing it today, thinking, would there be a part 3? But I would say with Ellie, I would say no. Abby, possibly.
Yeah.
So I sort of feel like there's still a story there for Abby. Just don't know for Ellie, because I think, I'm not saying the story's ended with Ellie, it's just like the events
that
lead up to the ending where we see Ellie and that last cutscene, and you think, okay, where do you go from here?
Apparently, there was an interview that Neil Druckmann did, and he says like he's got the outline of a Last of Us Part 3, but then it's just a matter of whether they make it. For years, apparently he didn't know what it was, but I think it was maybe last year that there was something that came out. He's like, all right, I know what it's going to be. But whether they do it or not, whether they think they can actually deliver that, whether he gets into development, he's like, oh shit, hang on, no, maybe this isn't right. That's a whole other story. But there's something there.
The other thing too is, yeah, and the other thing too is like it's gonna be hard to top this, and that's sort of I think the problem is because people's expectations are going to be incredibly high for if there's a part 3. And if it doesn't deliver on it because, oh, it's not as good as part 2, it's like, yeah, because part 2 was insane. Because they went to parts where other gaming developers have never gone before.
Where a lot of media hasn't gone before.
A lot. Like, this could have really backfired on, in some areas, I think, ooh. Because, like, everyone's reviewing about it's like, oh, yeah, same-sex kiss and all this stuff. It's like, yes, it happened for all of 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Of a 24-hour game. Oh, look, there's a coloured flag. Whoop-de-doo, who cares? It's not focusing on it. You just see, like, yeah, there's a flag. Cool. Move on.
If you don't care, don't think about it. Move on.
No one cares. Like, if that ruins that 5 seconds ruins your gaming, grab your PlayStation 5 or your Xbox.
Throw it out the window.
Exactly. That's what I was exactly going to say. Throw it out the nearest window, and
don't come back.
Don't come back and just enjoy your jiggle physics, because that's all you're going to get.
Go play with Eve on your PC mods.
We can't because you threw it out the window.
I did say PC, but yeah.
Oh, for losers, yeah. No,
well, yeah, but I mean, if some of the heinous shit that's popping up on the internet from Stellar Blade now that it's on PC,
I don't want to look.
Yeah, unfortunately, Twitter delivered one thing. I was like, oh my god, just.
But the other thing is too, I've had this game for 5 years, haven't played it till now, and then I ask myself, should I have played it earlier? And I'm going to say no.
Oh.
Reason being, because I think the hype has died down so much that the expectations weren't like when it first came out. It's like every PlayStation game for some reason, people put the expectations up so high, and then when I play it, I just go, yeah, it's okay. That was like exactly with The Last of Us when it came out, because everyone was talking about The Last of Us. Oh, great, this, whatever. I played. I thought, yeah, it's okay. Same with Spider-Man. Everyone's looking, oh, Spider-Man's great, this, that. And I play and go, yeah, it's okay. Right. It's all right. God of War 2018. Played it, I thought, yeah, it's not bad, because everyone hyped it up. God of War Ragnarok, on the other hand, great game. Want to know why? Played it on day one, so no one was hyping it up.
Yeah, you beat those fuckers to the punch.
I beat it. Same with Spider-Man 2. Beat that as well. Good game. So
what the actual point is, if you just played the game day one in 2020, you would have been fine.
Oh, no, I would have said, yeah, it's all right. Not, it's great.
But then that's just the same as God of War, Ragnarok, and Spider-Man at that point, right? Because you would have been playing it day one.
Oh, no, that's true, yes. No, yes, correct. Sorry. I got myself mixed up then.
Yeah, yes, it was almost one of those, unless you got to it right away, then it was a good thing that you saved it for years.
Yeah, so if I played it day one, I would have said, yeah, great, or not great. Let's say, good story, very dark, to points of, you never thought they'd come back. Well, they didn't. Well, some. Not all, some. But also, I should also say, your companions in this game, utter rubbish.
That's all you.
Absolutely useless, some of them. There's one good one, won't say the name, don't want to spoil it, but it's the one you would never expect.
It's not Naughty Dog's greatest strength. Which is
with Ellie. Ellie was great. It's like, here, have some resources. Here you go. Like, oh, thanks. In this case, they're just like, look, there's an enemy over there. Thanks. Didn't see that one over there. Good job.
They want you to be the wrecking ball.
Yeah, so they're just standing out in plain sight, like, yeah, sure. Just let them walk past you and see you in cover. Like, great. Utterly useless people. But that's it. That's all I've got.
That's it. More. Now we just wait for The Last of Us Part 3. You can start watching the show.
Start watching the show, or play The Last of Us Part 2.
Again.
Good.
Go try out grounded mode just for a bit of a gameplay. Did you play? Yeah, you played part. Sorry, which one did you play? Was that The Last of Us Part 2, or did you play Part 2 remastered, like the PS5?
Remastered.
Yeah, right.
Remastered.
Try that grounded mode, the multiplayer. Sorry, not the multiplayer. The roguelike mode.
Oh no, I uninstalled it. I was like,
no return. No return. I think it was. I can't
no
remember.
return. It's called no return. I was like,
grounded is the difficulty mode.
Because I say, if I didn't uninstall the game, I was either going to go back, look for those stupid cards,
Oh yeah,
or those stupid quarters. And I was like, no, I'm uninstalling it now.
that's fair. All right, well, on to my games then. I don't have too many either. I've been playing games a bit, but on kind of a bit of crossover with last month, and then some stuff that is still kind of in the works now. So we've obviously mentioned Mario Kart, and I've put plenty of time into that over the course of the last month. When we recorded the updates episode last time, I wasn't yet finished with Doom: The Dark Ages, but then on the 31st of May, I got that one finished up. A few kind of back-to-back late nights to kind of get the game done, but geez, I loved it.
It's good.
And I think we spoke about this last month, and I actually had an opportunity. I got invited, as is on social media, I got invited to an Elder Scrolls Online like dinner that Bethesda put on for media influencers and then a bunch of ESO fans. And I was chatting to some of the Bethesda or Power Up PR team, and just kind of let them know, like, you fuckers lied. Like, all this stand and shoot stuff, you're kidding yourself.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit. Like, maybe that works for the first level or two, and then all of a sudden...
I stand and shoot. All I got was punch, shoot,
and dead.
In every angle.
You gotta keep moving. Play this thing like Doom Eternal. Like, sure, you're not going to run as fast as Doom Eternal.
I mean,
you're not as agile.
Would have been so much better.
They'd already done that. That was like they were trying to come up with or jump and shoot was, I don't know. Like, yeah, they've gone.
Throw that shield.
Rip and tear wasn't actually one of the phrases for the the marketing pool. Rip and tear is kind of part of it, but wasn't the kind of phrase that was meant to go with the gameplay. So it was like run and gun, jump and shoot, and then whatever this one was again.
Stand and shoot.
Or stand and shoot. No, actually, so it can't have been jump and shoot. I don't know. But anyway.
Stand and shoot.
But it was something. It was like
stand and deliver. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, it was a fucking lie. And I told them that, and they had a bit of like initially there was a, what are you talking about? And then I explained like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Like, because yeah, they just mow through you if you stand still for long enough. Yes, you can use your shield and deflect things, and you've got plenty of good guns, and you can they've all got alt fires and all those things. Works really well, but no,
not standard.
You can't just stand and shoot. You can do it more than perhaps the other games because of the shield, but you might deflect, you might throw it, but then you need to get moving again because you're defenseless until your shield comes back or whatever. So that's Doom: The Dark Ages. Loved it. Looking forward to the DLC when that comes out. We'll happily go back to it again. Of all things, I've been playing the Gex trilogy. Now, limited run games.
I wasn't seeing things. I was looking at that when what's Paul plays like the Gex trilogy. I was like, what?
Yeah, limited run games sent me a code. The review's going to come out on the Player 2 website this week, so stay tuned for that one. But I've been one by one making my way through the Gex games. It was a pretty short turnaround from when I got the code to when the embargo hit, and I did actually want to play them all in entirety first. So I finished Gex 1, I finished Gex 2, I've started Gex 3, and I'll probably have that done in the next 24, 48 hours. And so the review should be out this week. But look, I'm enjoying it. It's good to go back to them. I never played the original. I never played the third game. I only played Gex 2 Enter the Gecko. And that was like back on the 64. That was great. I loved that back in the day. Yeah, like going back to it, it's kind of been a bit of an eye-opener for what the original game was. I didn't realize it was like a 2D side-scroller as opposed to the 3D action of like a Mario game. You can also see between the second and the third, like a lot of the influences of the Super Mario 64s and some of the other 3D platformers that come out in the years thereabouts. Even the influences of like Crash Bandicoot and those sorts of things too. You could see how the game evolved in those couple of years. So it's kind of interesting. But look, I'd imagine the only people that would really want to play this are people who've played Gex in the past, because otherwise it's a very respectful remaster. Like it's for anyone who's played it, like it's as you remember it. And certainly, like I said, I didn't have any real recollection of the first or the third, but the second game, like when I hit some of those levels or when the music kicked in or some of Gex's horrible pieces of voice acting, not acting, like the actual dialogue he's got to say. Like he's trying to make little movie references everywhere, but then with a stupid little spin on it. The jokes are awful. Like they're just really bad. Some of them just out and out racist, as well, which is interesting. But as Limited Run make sure to disclose at the beginning of their games, they go, we replicate these exactly as they were, and that may mean that sometimes there is offensive material in that. Please don't shoot us. That's not us. We're just anyway. That we threw it through our engine, and that's it. There's the game. There's some occasionally awkward moments. I don't love the dialogue from Gex, but anyway, they're fun enough to play, simple enough to play. I just have been kind of popping a podcast on so I can drown out Gex's voice for starters, and then just go through them.
It's honestly great that voice acting has got so much better since.
Oh yeah, well actually for the most part it's the writing, but yeah. It's just not ideal. So that's the Gex trilogy. Stay tuned for the review later this week. It is, again, if you liked Gex back in the day, if you played him back in the day, it's definitely worth trying it out. But if you've never played him before, no reason to jump in now. And the last game that I want to talk about is FBC Firebreak. The new game in the Control universe. It's available on PlayStation Plus now. It's on Game Pass now as well. They've probably got enough bags from both Microsoft and Sony that they've guaranteed that they're going to make profit on this one, as opposed to Alan Wake 2, which I believe they've only maybe recently broken even on. But it's solid enough. Like, I'm not big on multiplayer shooters. In fact, but that said, sometime after we finish, I'm going back in again tonight. I'm jumping in with Matt and Sean from Player 2. Thanks to Remedy, who provided a few codes in the lead up to launch, only by a couple of days, so we were never going to get the review out in time for the public to join in. And I think that was kind of important too, because to see what it's like when everyone's playing is kind of an interesting one as well. But it's a PvE experience, so it's just you and two other players taking on whatever the oldest house throws at you. And with each successive attempt, it's been, like, up to this point anyway, the difficulty level has been going up on each one. So, like, I've got some locations that are like a level 3, others that are a level 1 because I've only played them once, and kind of in the middle, and they can still go up higher. And with each level that goes up, the actual amount that you've got to do for that run gets greater. Like, there's more missions, the play space is bigger, there's more threats, how difficult the enemies are starts to go up. You start to see, do you remember from Control, like those fuckers in the chairs?
Oh, the floaty chair.
Floaty chairs, they start appearing in like at level 2. Initially you just might get a few basic enemies, and then maybe one guy in a big hazard suit that takes a few extra rounds to take down, but not too bad. But then, as you get further through it, there's more enemies coming in, so then there's a bit more incentive to start upgrading your gear and spending whatever skill points you get to increase your skills and your perks and those sort of things. There's a lot going on. I really kind of like it, and I'm not usually crazy about these types of games, but I'm kind of enjoying it so far. So, but I think for the most part, this is my type of multiplayer experience. Like it, from FBC Firebreak even to, I've forgotten what it was called now. The Rainbow Six, not Siege, Extraction.
Yeah,
Extraction.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. It was called Quarantine originally, and they changed it because of the pandemic. Like that is, I think that's kind of my speed when it comes to these sort of things. It's co-op in nature rather than competitive, which perhaps unsurprising given most of my other online experiences. Borderlands and those sort of things, they're single player, but it can be played in co-op, not competitively. So there's definitely a pattern there. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Do you? I can't remember, what tiers of PlayStation Plus or Game Pass do you have?
Games Pass, I got both.
We'll have to get We'll have to get on a few rounds.
I haven't got the PlayStation one, but I do have Xbox.
Oh, that's right. There's cross-play, so we can make it work.
Yeah, I looked at the other day, or today actually. I was just looking for a game to download. I was like, oh, that's out now. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, jump in on it, man. It's pretty good. And speaking of multiplayer experiences, and I just mentioned like PvE is more my thing, but I also have been like I've dabbled a little bit, and there's a piece that will go live actually probably the day before this episode goes to air on Monday. I've tried out Gears of War Reloaded, the multiplayer beta,
Oh,
which was really good. Loved getting back into some Gears. I just love
I
Gears
didn't
as it
hear
is.
bad. I did hear good things about it, just more performance-wise, not
Yeah,
game-wise.
they had some performance issues, and just but they ironed those out really quickly. Added like an extra 9 hours to the multiplayer weekend, and tossed an extra map in there for people to play with. Feels like it was all kind of planned, or if something went wrong, they were already ready to go. All right, boom, add this level next weekend. But it was just good to be back. Hell, I mean, the thing I probably enjoyed most was actually just you boot up the beta, and they still played the opening cutscene, like the intro thing. When Mira kind of explains the war between the Locust and the humans, like, yeah, cool. That's got me more hyped than doing a few rounds of multiplayer. But I jumped in. I was playing it on PlayStation. Thank you to Xbox for providing me a code to play it on PlayStation.
This sounds weird.
It's still weird.
It's so weird.
But yeah, really enjoyed it. I was getting chewed out pretty early on, like just readjusting to the way that you have to, take cover, the way you move from cover to cover, even just getting used to the buttons on PlayStation and what I need to press to do the things that I want to do. Just the fact that there's X on an Xbox controller is different to the X on a PlayStation controller, and I instinctively know I need to press X to do this, but then I'm pressing the wrong X, like just stupid stuff like that.
That old trick, yes.
I turned, like, it supports crossplay, but I turned crossplay off because I did not want to be dealing with like pro Xbox players coming through and just play against all the other PlayStation people who are learning the ropes, and that helped. I mean, I'm not new to Gears, but it had reasons, and so I just locked myself down to the PlayStation community and just made it a little bit easier for myself, and then opened it up and got my ass kicked by the pros. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm at with that one. Keen to play the game when it comes out properly in August, for the campaign specifically, but the multiplayer is good too, so looking forward to it. But that's it for me for this month. There'll be plenty more to come over the course of the next month, I'm sure. What is there anything that you in particular are keen to jump into?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Oh yeah,
And
Donkey
also maybe Donkey Kong.
Did you check out that direct?
Watched the first 5 minutes to scratch my head, like, why? Not in a bad way, but I just don't understand why Pauline is there. That's just confuses the hell out of me.
There's some sort of Donkey Kong timeline continuity thing they're getting into here. We'll see what happens.
There's a Mario crossover. We're finally getting the Donkey Kong versus Mario crossover we've wanted for 40 years.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I feel like it's just the original Donkey Kong, but anyway.
And what else? I downloaded...
Mario will be the final boss.
Yes.
and he'll win.
Of course. He never loses. Unless you beat him in Mario Kart, then you definitely won.
You sucked in.
Sucked in, sucker. And probably, and you'll be happy to hear this, Hollow Knight.
Yes.
And then probably sit there, think about The Last of Us Part 2 again, and think, this is one thing I was trying to figure out as well with The Last of Us Part 2. Who's the bad guy? Between the two.
No, I'm trying to work out what I can... I didn't necessarily think about it. So because of what happens at the beginning of the game, I was never ever going to be on Team Abby. I couldn't bring myself to get into that headspace. So I, even to the very end, was like, Allie, I'm with her. She's the good guy. But the more I've had time to think about it over the years, and then actually hearing Neil Druckmann talk about it a little bit in some interviews, in the promo for the second season of the show, and then him being on gaming specific platforms where he can still talk about the game a little bit more and not worry about spoiling it for the TV viewers. The more I'm realizing, like, that they've really lent into this. You're your own hero in your own story. And if you're not with us, you're against us kind of idea. And that just means that everyone's kind of a bad guy at the end of the day. Like you're all, like everyone in this world, like Ellie is the bad guy in Abby's story. Abby is the bad guy in Ellie's story. Vice versa. I think I might have said that twice.
Yeah, I know what you get though. Yeah, okay.
And that would extend to heaps of other characters as well. Lev and the people that are considered enemies of Lev versus like it's all a mess. I think just the world in that case is so fucked that actually it's just the problem is
matter.
the problem is
Okay,
themselves. The problem is themselves, and they all just the fact that everything's just fueled by hate. And this is where this is where the conversation around this starts to get political from time to time. Neil Druckmann is Jewish, and people have often drawn comparisons between the way he's trying to convey that story, what I just kind of spoke about there, through The Last of Us Part 2, to the war between Israel and Palestine. Because, like, at this point, it's almost impossible for people to actually go, it started here. It's like one person did something to, like, I don't know, whoever. Israel shot at Palestine first, but then Palestine returned fire, which then means someone else in Israel is pissed, and they return fire, and then it just becomes this thing that's gone on for hundreds of years. And it just never ends. And now everyone just hates everyone, and no one can actually tell you how or why it all started. And we're kind of getting we've got a similar-ish sort of thing here, where Abby feels wrong because of what Joel did.
The events that happened, yes.
And then Ellie is unhappy because of what Abby did, and then
Joel.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah, okay.
And all of a sudden, everyone's like you're a villain in someone else's story. And I really like that line of thinking.
This is my question then.
That's my answer. They're all bad guys.
Wow, what a twist.
There is no hero in The Last of Us Part 2.
No, there's not. I was thinking real hard.
Except the person playing the Vita. They were just having a good time. And then they got shanked in the neck.
Yes. Just the game.
They killed the only Vita player in the world got stabbed in the neck.
And then it felt sad when you saw him later on in the game. He's like, no one happens to you.
Enjoy while you can, champ. Keep playing Hotline Miami.
I was up what they were playing.
Yeah.
And also, too, I will also add into the Jurassic Park reference as well without mentioning the title.
Oh, yeah.
Jurassic Park.
It was very well done.
There was a sequel, and it wasn't very good, I thought. Brilliant.
Nailed him to the wall.
Nailed it.
All right. For me, on my side, I will jump into Tony Hawk 3 and 4. I don't think that's going to consume a huge amount of my time. I didn't actually spend as much time playing 3, and certainly not 4. Not nearly as much as I spent with 1 and 2 back in the day, so I don't think I'll play the remaster as much either. Donkey Kong Bonanza will definitely be one I spend a lot of time with, but then other than that, it's a bit of an opportunity to go back. That's where Claire Obscure is going to come into the mix. That's where I'm going to start, and I'm just going to try and go back as far as I can. School holidays are coming up. By the time we record this, I'll be near the end of by the time we do our next updates, I've got 2 weeks and then 2 weeks of holidays. Yeah, I'll probably had about, well, it'll be a month, but also, about 2 weeks of school holidays under my belt at that point. So that's going to be an opportunity where I'm not working and I can put some extra time in that I normally wouldn't. So Claire Obscure should be done. Hopefully I can maybe knock off South of Midnight as well. And then from there I go, okay, Monster Hunter time. There's a showcase coming up this week for Monster Hunter. Well, not for Monster Hunter. There's a Capcom showcase, and that's going to include Monster Hunter. So more to come. No, you've mentioned your games already, so I guess that's where we wrap things up then. Any other thoughts on anything you've played or that we'll be playing?
No, we're nothing.
All right. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched. There's Let's Plays. We've got a whole bunch of shorts. Lots of content on the YouTube channel for people to check out. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. Lower tiers, early access. Higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's the socials. Matto
Phil.
Paul, James Games, myself. The website is player2au. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.